Hey guys, it's Sarah from Book Nerds and Fangirls, and today we'll be doing my reaction to You Season 2, Episode 5. Now, I have watched three episodes tonight, and after, the first episode, I wanted to give up. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to put down this series and pick it back up when I'm more tolerant to bullshit. But then a small part of me told me, hey, don't put it down just because you think it's gonna be just as bad as a book. Keep on going, it might impress you. It's getting pretty good reviews. Just keep on going. You won't be disappointed. Something told me that. And now I'm so glad that I continued because last episode was pretty good. I really enjoy the storylines for this one. It's bypassed the book, in my opinion, by so much. But I had to watch this episode because not only did we get maybe a tidbit of what happened to Joe in his childhood, like hearing his mother saying, one of these days I'm gonna kill your father, I think he actually witnessed that. That's my theory for right now. But not only did that happen, but Candace finally found him last episode. So my thing is what is Candace gonna do this episode? I could not leave it off on that cliffhanger. This will be like my halfway point. It's just gonna keep on getting intense. Like, I cannot wait. Let's do this. Let's go. I'm excited. Let's get into the episode. Is it me, or do, like, do Candace and Love look similar to each other? Maybe they did that on purpose. Maybe it's because, hey, maybe she's like a mix of Beck and Candace, and that's why Joe likes her. But my thing is, why is 40 interested in her? Like, if that kind of looks like your sister, obviously you got, like, weird-ass sister issues that we're not even gonna touch in this episode, but this should be interesting. They're giving us flashbacks to what actually happened between Joe and Candace. This is gonna be interesting to see. I don't know, let's go ahead and continue. I'm just like so ready to see the interaction between Joe and Candace because cat and mouse games are always so enjoyable to watch. Not always, but I feel like this is gonna be a good one. And I like the scenes of what exactly Joe did to Candace because we know that, he left her for dead. He thought she was dead, wasn't dead. I think I'm glad that they're giving us and someone else's besides Joe's perspective on things. That's pretty cool. But they're also probably going to give us Joe's perspective on what exactly happened to him as a kid. So I'm kind of excited about, this episode. Hopefully it doesn't end up on like a huge cliffhanger, because God knows that's going to be interesting and fun, but let's get back onto the episode. I know we're not supposed to sympathize. Well, actually, fuck that. I get that Joe is our main agonist, I want to call him. But he's like a shitty guy. He's shit. He's a shitty guy, and my heart feels so bad for Candace to have to sit there and hug the guy who tried to kill her. I know she is kind of like also trying to be an antagonist. She's trying to get revenge. She's trying to do all these things, but I feel for her, cause like I would want revenge against the guy who did this shit to me too. So, I know a lot of people like Joe, but he is not a great guy, and I would like to shed light on that. I know a lot of people already know, but I feel for Candace, and having her hug Joe, it's just, ugh. It's just sucky for her. I feel so bad. Then the breakdown she had because she memorized everything he's done to her. Like, oh, I feel so bad for her. Okay, so this episode is actually pretty good, so that's why I'm not saying much about it. But Joe blaming Candace for the fact that him and Love get in a fight is total, like, Psycho 101. Like, you gotta always blame someone else for what you started. Like, you could have just been like, yeah, she seems off to me. Out to me, don't tell your brother, and then it's just all like, oh, and then he's all like, well, your mom keeps talking about your vagina, your dad insinuated himself into a fight with 40, and then, now your brother made me eat a chalupa from Taco Bell, and she's all like, 40 always eats Taco Bell before he relapses, instead of going like, oh shit, yeah, you could really, should go to your brother, he's all like, well, you're just obsessed with your brother, and it's not healthy for you. And while I do understand his point of view, like, there is something, like, weird going on with these sets of twins. I'm not a twin myself, and me and my sister aren't the closest. We're not, like, totally, like, estranged or anything. But, like, I don't know, I don't have, like, a super, super, super close relationship like Love and 40 do. But, you know, I understand Love's intentions, and I understand Joe's pissed offness, but there's, like, a give and take in every relationship, and every relationship has its fights. So, Joe needs to get better at realizing that. I get that he doesn't like fighting because his parents used to do it, and his father was abusive, and his mother's not that great either. But there comes a certain point where you have to forget, not necessarily forget your bad childhood, but you have to accept that it happened, get help when you need help, talk about it, talk it through, and then you have to realize at some point that you can't keep on blaming. Well, you could. Like, it's such a difficult thing to explain. I always feel like just because you have a bad childhood or bad experiences doesn't mean you should be a shitty person because of them. So I feel like Joe has a lot to work on, obviously. Obviously, and he's not gonna get help for it. I wonder if he ever did get help for the things he's witnessed or been through in his life, because this whole obsessive nature is not normal. But let's continue with this episode because I'm actually rather intrigued by it. You know, at first I'm just all like, oh, her parents, you know, they're a little bit like, okay, they're a little bit harsh on their son, and I get it. But, like, oh my god, her mother just made me want to fucking slap her. It's like, if this was a real woman, and she had just said that to her daughter, I'd been like, excuse the fuck out of me, bitch. But you did not just say that to your kid. Like, she's asking how her brother is doing. Because, you know, she takes care of him whenever this happens. Her life is about making sure that her brother is okay. And then you're here going like, oh, your one job was to watch your brother and you failed at that, you disgust me and stuff. And I'm like, no, girl, you disgust me by how you're talking to your fucking kid like that. Like, who the fuck are you? If anyone is like a mother and they talk to their kid this way, and blame their kid for their siblings' addiction when it's not their fucking fault, you're like the epitome of awful. Awful. Like, I don't care if you're upset. I don't care if You've been through hell and back. Like, that is just very hurtful to say, especially because she's devoted her life and her well-being to help her brother out of shitty situations, and she knows her brother's addiction inside and out. You can't even fucking tell because you're an awful ass mother. I would take everything back in the ceremony. Like, my god. Like, I hate this woman now. Like, go fuck yourself, lady. Lady, how can you talk to your own daughter that way? I mean, oh my fucking Jesus. I really hope 40 or Joe stands up for her. Like, I wouldn't care if they hated me. Be like, listen, you stupid ass bitch. Bitch, you ever talk to my girlfriend and your daughter like that again, and you will not be seeing any grandkids, you will not have any well, actually, that's not up to me, but I would put that bitch in her place. How fucking dare she? Okay, at first I thought Joe and Love didn't have any chemistry. I mean, whenever they talk about emotional shit, I could feel it. I could feel that. Normally I'd be like, they're a little too cutesy for me, they're a little too eh. But whenever they get into deeper emotional stuff and how they both got fucked up by their families like that talk after Love's mother hits her, don't even get me started on how triggered that made me. Whoo. Like, and just 40 just, like, looked on and didn't do shit. Like, makes me so sad. And then the story of 40 and the babysitter who, like, abused him as a child. And how Love feels like she needed to take care of him because their parents weren't actually parents. And, oh, that was just, like, such an emotional story, and the way Joe just handled it so well actually made me, like, believe in their relationship. Like, this was a good moment. I don't like Joe as a person. I think he's an awful person, but he does have some of his moments. He's like a very... One thing I do like about the show You is that they take a guy who you normally wouldn't like, and you would think he was a creepo, and try to humanize him. Now, the thing is, 13 Reasons Why I try to do this as well, and I don't get why they're trying to humanize bad guys. I get it's like a tale as old as time and people do it all the time, but I'm just like, don't make me feel bad for these people. I don't want to feel bad for these people. It's just such a, like you're trying to get us to feel bad for these guys, but like having me understand, well, not even understand that, like, I would never understand what they've done and who they've done it to, but it's a very controversial topic to talk on, and it's just an interesting storyline, and I actually like it. Okay, we got 10 more minutes. Let's see how this ends. This is actually a really good episode. Can't wait to see how it ends. So we figured out that Candace actually did go to the police with what happened to her, but since there was no evidence to support what actually happened between her and Joe, they were just all like, off the record advice, but maybe if this guy thinks you're dead, you should stay dead. And I'm just all like, that's terrible advice. Like, I would be like, yo, like, no, I wouldn't do that per se. I don't know what I would do. It's such a difficult situation that they put Candace in. And as much as, like, people are all like, oh, I want to hate her character. No, I get her motivation. I get why she would want to fuck up Joe's life. And good for her, you know? You know, he can't even acknowledge that he hurt her. Like, you hurt her. No, doesn't matter if you were trying to or not. You have to justify that. Like, hey, I hurt you. I fucked up. How hard is that to say? I guess for Joe having a narcissistic personality, he doesn't understand. But damn, so intense. Let's see how this ends. Unfortunately, I won't be able to finish this tonight because I have work in the morning. I'll probably do an episode in the morning as soon as I can. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen next. Oh, Candace is like so good. I am just like so enthralled by this story. The addition of Candace has been like the best power play that this show could have taken in this direction. And I am so happy they cut so much shit out from that god awful book because this story is the story that I wanted for this book to have. It is just so good and so great. Minus the first episode. The first episode's trash, but past that, good episodes. It keeps on escalating and escalating, and it keeps on moving and moving and oh my god, it's just like such a good show. Like whoever writes this is so great. So I love the fact that that freaking Candace uses Beck's book of all things to help 40 adapt a screenplay for it. And it's just like, oh, these words like call to me. And if they do any research about Beck, they will find that Joe used to be one of her boyfriends, and then they'll find everything about Pete, they'll find everything about Dr. Nikki, they'll just dig up all his fucking past and just like burn him to the ground. And this is what Hidden Bodies should have been. It should have been Joe escalating and escalating until like he got caught, and you know, this is what this should have been. This is how this should have went down. It is just like so much better planned and so better at it. And then not only that, they think Henderson was murdered, which he is, and now it's a murder investigation. And I loved the whole murder has a way of following you, which she told Joe, and Candace is like the best addition, and I love her so much. God, I love her. But there you guys have it. That was my reaction to You, Season 2, Episode 5. We'll pick up. I'll try to record again tomorrow. I'm just like so enthralled by this story that I just don't want it to end. It is just so good. And I don't know. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you've not already. Ready? I try to post videos when I can, whenever I have something interesting to upload. But I will see you guys in my next episode. Bye!